What's up, YouTube? My name is Happiness and welcome to my channel. I don't do politics. So, eventually, the President of America, President Donald Trump, signed an executive order allowing refugee status to people of Afrikaner descent who live in South Africa. So, we're going to look at the video first, and then after that, we will look through this article, to which it goes about why did they decide not to take Donald Trump's offer.
USA, USA, USA.
Hey dude, what's up?
I'm moving to the USA, bro.
Okay, why?
Because I just got refugee status, son.
Okay, don't talk like that, okay? And why did you get refugee status?
Because I'm white, bro.
Isn't refugee status for people from war-torn countries, or like people that has got nowhere else to go?
Not me white, you know, like Trump.
There's literally thousands of people living in shacks today because of our history and also because of the current government's terrible efforts to take care of the most vulnerable. Do you think they can get refugee status?
Are they white?
No.
Well, too bad. What Daddy Trump says goes.
Isn't that racist?
I don't know, dude. Ask Elon. Everyone knows he's the real president, huh? Did you check the Time magazine cover? Elon that worked in America as an illegal immigrant. Yeah, the guy that still greets you like this.
No, don't do that. So you're moving for real?
Yeah, dude, I'm just over this shit place, eh? But I'll see you in December in Plate, at the beach house. Also got tickets for all the Springbok games. And also it's Africa Burn. Those things are expensive, so you better be there with me.
So wait, you're coming back?
Well, duh, I have to come back, dude. I got my Hilux bucky here that I need to service. I'm also repainting the house in Arties. Got a golf tournament in Pinnacle Point. You think Cape Town 10 is going to be fun without me?
So wait, let me just get this straight. You don't have to be a victim of any kind to get this refugee status from Trump.
No, dude, aren't you listening to me? You just have to be white.
Understand, it's not necessary for people to believe this information in order to weaken democratic institutions. You just have to flood a country's public square with enough raw sewage. You just have to raise enough questions, spread enough dirt, plant enough conspiracy theorizing that citizens no longer know what to believe. Once they lose trust in their leaders, in mainstream media, in political institutions, in each other, in the possibility of truth, the game's won.
There's no such thing as this. Was not a statement. It's not a statement of any kind. and wouldn't be read by any of this African youth as a statement. In Xhosa, this particular form of art, similar, is called Ikwijo. And Ikwijo is not a statement. It's not a political statement. It's a chant. You use it to miss. For instance, Amakwengwe, when they are going over long distances, they would be doing this thing. It's not a statement. You see, part of the problem with this is that somebody who comes from outside of that African culture interpreted it. And indeed, when you then write there, Peter Mukaba said, kill the Boer, kill a farmer. He didn't. In the sense of a statement which represents policy. And it would not have been taken as a statement that represents policy. So there's no ANC policy which says kill a farmer, kill a Boer and all that. But there would be a Amakwij of all sorts. You have a Zulu song, not quite Ikwijo, but it's traditional songs. Now, it's not a statement. It's not a statement I'm making that I will never visit Zululand. It's a song. I don't think we really... I really don't think that this Certainly, I don't know Peter, whether Peter is here. He likes doing these things. And you could do different ones and we could translate them. They're different chants. And they would be saying different things. Different things about the struggle. This particular one was picked out, as I say, and interpreted from outside of African culture and presented as a political statement. It never was.
Groups representing some of South Africa's white minority responded Saturday on a plan by President Donald Trump to offer them refugee status and settlement in the United States by saying thanks, but no thanks. Yes. The plan was detailed in an executive order Trump signed Friday that stopped all aid and financial assistance to South Africa as punishment for what the Trump administration said were rights violation by the government against some of its white citizens. The Trump administration accused the South African government of allowing violent attacks on white Afrikaner farmers and introducing a land expropriation law that enables it to seize ethnic minority Afrikaner agricultural property without compensation. The South African government has denied there are any concrete attacks on white farmers and has said to Trump's description of the new land law is full of misinformation and distortion. On Saturday, two of the most prominent groups representing Afrikaners said they would not be taking up Trump's offer of resettlement in the United States. Our members work here and want to stay here, and they are going to stay here, said Tricky Herman, chief executive of the Afrikaner Trade Union Solidarity, which say it's representing about 2 million people. We are committed to build a future here. We are going nowhere. At the same news conference, Kelly Grill, the CEO of the Afrikaner lobbying group AfriForum, said, "We have the state categorically. We don't want to move elsewhere. Trump's move has sanctioned South Africa, a key U.S. trade partner in Africa, come after he and his South African-born and advisor Elon Musk accused its black leadership of having an anti-white stance, but the portray of Afrikaner as the downstream group and needed to be saved would surprise most South Africans. It is ironic that the executive order provision for the refugee status in the U.S. for the group of South Africans that remain amongst the most economically privileged. South Africa Foreign Ministry said there was a campaign of misinformation and propaganda aimed at South Africa. The ministry said whites in South Africa still generally have a much better standard of living than blacks more than 30 years after the end of the apartheid system of white minority groups in 1994. Despite being a small minority, whites still own 70% of South African private farmland. A study in 2021 by the South African Human Rights Commission has said that 1% of whites are living in poverty compared to 64% of blacks. Trump's action against South Africa has been internationally attention to the sentiment among some white South Africans that they are being discriminated against as a form of payback for apartheid. The leaders of the apartheid government were Afrikaner Solidarity, AfriForum, and others are strongly opposed to the new land expropriation law, saying that it will target the land owned by whites who have worked and developed the land for years. They also say an equal contentious language law that recently has been passed seems to remove or limit the Afrikaans language in school, while they have often criticized South African affirmative action policy in business that promotes the interest of blacks as racist laws. This government is allowing a certain section of the population to be targeted, said AfriForum Grill, who thanks Trump for raising the case of Afrikaners. The South African government says the law that have been criticized are aimed at the incredibly difficult task of readdressing the wrongs of colonization and the near half-century of the apartheid, when blacks were stripped of their land and amongst all their rights. Okay guys, yes, eventually that is the case at the moment. They refuse to go overseas to America because they believe that they build this what they so quote unquote they would be living what they've established and built, as like from their side is that they're living a dynasty of what they built in South Africa. So I do respect it, and yes, I also would believe the same, that yeah, if they would go, like they will be damaging themselves, but eventually they will also empower black peoples. But what do you think of it? Comment and also like and subscribe, and thank you for watching my channel.